Tony, before recording, I had us record some reels for social media. How many outfit changes do you think I made you do?
3.
Maybe 4?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to Tony's Up.
Oh, no, that's when you're supposed to say roll the music.
Roll the music.
There we go. Let's do it. You want to talk about sports?
Yes, I want to talk about sports.
You want to get a real job? You want to talk about sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
Sports?
Sports.
All right, sports it is.
Welcome to Tony's Upset, a sports podcast fueled by autism and brotherhood. I'm your host, Tony Chinelli, along with my co-host, Gianni Chinelli. How are you, Gianni?
I'm good. Did you forget your name for a minute there?
No, I forgot how we were gonna lead this into.
No, you're doing a great job. Don't worry about it. Anyways, everyone, welcome to Tony's Upset. Today we've got a couple of topics we want to talk about. The first is going to be an update on Tottenham Hotspur, who have fired their coach.
Whoa. Gianni, are you upset about this?
Am I upset about Thomas Frank being fired? I am the opposite of upset. I am elated. I am over the moon. Let me tell you just how bad Thomas Frank has been, Tony. I need you to lock in here, okay? There are 38 games in a Premier League season. Tottenham have played 26 games, 13 at home, 13 away. Guess how many games they have won this season?
More than 5?
7.
Yeah.
Guess how many games at home they've won?
1, 2?
2 games. In an 8-month period, they have won 2 Premier League games at home. And they have the highest season ticket prices of any team in the entire Premier League.
Well, they should return their season tickets.
They should return their season tickets. In the
at least
stadium,
we're not Jets fans.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, is that I pull for the Jets of the Premier League. Okay, so continuing from there, just so you know how bad they are, they have 7 total wins in 26 games, 8 draws, and 11 losses. They are currently 16th in the league out of 20. Now, do you understand how the Premier League table works at the end of the season?
You told me, yes.
The bottom 3 teams get relegated into the minor leagues. This would be like if the Yankees were one of the worst 3 teams in Major League Baseball, them getting demoted to being a triple-A team like the Durham Bulls. That's how the Premier League works. So Tottenham are actually at risk of being relegated. They are 5 points away, and they have 12 games to stay up, basically. So they've hired a new coach, Igor Tudor. He's nothing crazy, he's nothing fancy, but you know what he is? He's got a proven record of coming in and fixing teams like this. He's Croatian. He's done it for, I think, teams like Lazio, Udinese, and Juventus. So he's got a good track record. I think it's a step in the right direction. Tony, before we move on from any Tottenham Hotspur related stuff, I actually made you watch a 30-minute analysis video from Adam Cleary. Do you have any feedback on what you've learned?
Yeah, I found it interesting. They didn't have 2 of their best players this year, right?
Yeah, Kulusevski and Madison have both been injured the whole season.
I can't blame the coach. Like, one video they were showing, one guy, they were playing really well, and then one of their players got a red card.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the coach's fault.
Yep.
Another one is, one guy was, and that video you were saying they hold up, what's that word? Momentum. Because they were having momentum. Mm-hmm. And then, one player, they were charging up the ball, and one player got the ball taken away from them, and he talked about how two of your players just got frustrated.
Yeah, I think we're at a place right now where offensively we don't have a planned pattern of attack.
And that's what the guy said.
We lose the ball really quickly in games, and then as soon as we lose the ball, offense has to become defense really quickly. And when you're constantly playing defense, it's really frustrating. And whenever there's a turnover, your defenders get frustrated. So we currently are the 16th best team in the league. You guys
staggered. You guys didn't have a best offense. You guys were staggered.
Yeah. And the thing is, Tony, though, we have one of the best defenses in the entire league. Christian Romero won the World Cup. Mickey Van de Ven will probably leave in the summer for over $80 million. I mean, 2 of the best defenders you can ask for. Vicario is not having a great season, the goalkeeper, but he's a top 5, top 10 Premier League goalkeeper. We've got great fullbacks. We've got 2 defenders guarding the defense. We shouldn't be playing this bad, and we are playing quite bad. Now, moving on from there, I want to give a couple more updates on a couple more teams. Remember Nottingham Forest?
Yes.
I said that they lost Nuno Espirito Santos at the beginning of the season, and then they hired Ange Postecoglou, the Tottenham coach who won the Europa League last season. They fired him almost immediately. Okay.
Wow.
And then they brought in this guy named Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche is a very basic manager. But what he does is he takes bad teams and he makes them hard to beat so they don't get relegated and they don't lose games. Well, guess what? Nottingham Forest is losing more games, so they have fired Sean Dyche. And now they've brought in Victor Pereira, who last year stopped Wolves from going down. So kind of a last resort coach after firing their last resort coach, if you will.
And this is all in this year, right?
All in this year. First team in Premier League history to have 4 full-time coaches in one season. Now, like, for example, Tottenham started the season with Thomas Frank, and now Igor Tudor is not a full-time coach. He's only here for the rest of the season, and then he'll leave. Okay? Now, continuing from there, let's talk about the Premier League title race. In the Premier League, we've talked about this before, like in all soccer, the team with the most points at the end of the season wins. If you win a game, you get 3 points. If you tie a game, you get 1 point. Arsenal is leading the league still with 57 points. However, Manchester City is closing in and they have 53 points. Tottenham, who's Arsenal's biggest rival, do not want to see Arsenal win the league, right?
Right.
Tottenham, who only has, I think, 12 fit senior players in their entire roster right now. They just lost Thomas Frank. They've brought in this new interim head coach. They've only won 2 games in the last 8 months at home in the Premier League. Now has to play against Arsenal, the best team in the league, at their home in the first game under Igor Tudor.
And when is this?
Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah. So their backs are against the wall. They need a miracle. Anything else you want to talk about in the Premier League before we move on to hockey?
Nope.
Okay, Tony, talk to me about this Brandon Boosie guy at the Hurricanes. Who is he?
Yes, he is the Carolina Hurricanes goaltender. And actually, they just signed him for a 3-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing well. So from what I understand, the Canes have 2 other keepers.
Yes.
They've both had a little bit of injury problems. But from what I've also gathered, Brandon Boosie has just outplayed the other option.
Absolutely. It's funny. I'm looking at this. But he started this year with the Florida Panthers, who are a 2-time defending world champions.
Mm-hmm.
And he got claimed off waivers.
Yep.
And since he's been the Hurricanes goaltender, he has a record of 20 wins and 24 starts. This is why the Carolina Hurricanes are playing so well.
Yeah, I mean, they are top of the Metropolitan Division, aren't they? Or is it the Metro? What do people call it?
Metro.
Okay. They're top of the Metro Division, right? And then let's look at some of their top scorers, right? Because they've been having an amazing season.
Yeah.
Sebastian Aho,
20
20 goals, 37 assists. Andrei Shevchenkov, 21 goals, 28 assists. And their top scorer, Seth Jarvis, 25 goals and 18 assists. They're doing really well. And the Canes have been doing well for the last couple of years, right?
Yes.
But you said maybe at the beginning of the season that they were kind of missing some of the finishing touches to move them over the line.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think they're getting there? Or do you think they still need a bit more?
I think they're getting there.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about the Carolina Hurricanes?
They will win the championship, Stanley Cup this year.
You're calling the Carolina Hurricanes the Stanley Cup. I got to pull out my phone and record this.
Well, let me put on my Aho jersey.
You know what? I don't have time for that. You heard it here first, folks. All right. Tony.
Let me just say this. Okay, so Dana White's the UFC president, and he's doing a lot of other stuff. He's getting into boxing, power slapping. Now, some people have been saying that, he's done with the UFC, but he's saying he's not. So last week, we've been waiting on some UFC fight announcements. He makes his I'm going to make an announcement. He makes a boxing announcement. We've all been waiting for him to do a UFC announcement for UFC 327, UFC 328. The White House. And he makes a boxing announcement. I'm sorry, I had to get that off the
No,
chest.
it's fine. It's funny because people are like, it's called Tony's upset. Why isn't Tony more upset? You want to see Tony upset? There's Tony upset. Tony, we'll talk about UFC 326. I mean, there's a fight this weekend. Do you want to talk about it?
No, not really.
Do you want to just mention who the main card is?
Yes. The main event, Sean Strickland, former middleweight champion, wants to get back on to getting his belt against rising contender on an 8-fight winning streak, Anthony Hernandez. That's in the UFC's in Houston, Texas this week.
Okay. Who do you think's winning that one?
I'm a Strickland guy, so I'm picking Sean Strickland.
Why are you a Strickland guy?
I just think he's outspoken. He's fun. He's funny.
Okay, I like that. That's awesome. Tony, last thing I want to talk about today. The Michigan Wolverines are playing the Duke Blue Devils in men's basketball. Give me your thoughts. Give me the details. Who's ranked what?
Yeah, this is kind of like weird because, you don't really get non-conference games around this time. No, Duke did it last year against Illinois and they destroyed them. A couple teams have done it this year, like Louisville versus Baylor last week, Virginia versus Ohio State, but this is the big game. Newly linked Michigan Wolverines, who have a tough week this week.
They're the number one team in the nation, right?
Yes.
And they're playing Purdue right now and they're winning.
Yes. 48-32?
I think so.
And on Saturday, they're playing in a neutral site in Washington, D.C. versus the number 3 ranked Duke Blue Devils, who just destroyed Syracuse last night.
Okay. Who are some players to watch in these games?
For Michigan, it's actually a 6-year senior in Yatso Winterboard, who's leading Michigan with 14.4 points
Per game?
Per game.
7.7 rebounds.
7.7 rebounds, 3.1 assists, and he's shooting around 50%. And 50%. And these are he's going up against a young freshman, and these are both forwards.
Okay.
And Cameron Boozer. If you know his dad, Carlos, was a star at Duke University.
And in the NBA.
Yes. Oh, and he ate at our dad's family's restaurant.
I gotta ask Dad about that. Maybe we'll get him on if he gets drafted number 1. Talk to me more about Cameron Boozer and his stats. How's he doing?
Yeah, Cameron Boozer's averaging 23 points per game, 10 assists, 4 assists,
10 rebounds.
10 rebounds. Sorry, you got that mixed up. And he's averaging around 58% in shooting.
Okay, Tony, who do you think's going to win this game?
I'm picking Duke.
Okay.
79-76.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Before we land the plane, Tony, anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Nope, I am good.
All right, we'll catch us next week when we talk about UFC 326.
Yep.
And we'll talk a little bit about what's happening on Netflix with one of the Paul brothers. Is it Jake or Logan Paul?
Probably Jake.
Okay. Is Jake the one that did the interview with Tom Brady where Tom Brady was like...
No, that's probably Logan.
It was funny because he was just like, he was like, I'm a real athlete. And Tom Brady's like, yeah, but you're not. What you do is just kind of cute. The guys in the NFL, like, they're the real athletes. I'll put that in the show notes for everyone. All right. Thank you for listening to Tony's Upset, a sports podcast fueled by autism and brotherhood. Goodbye, y'all.